Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we got this from Mike Manfield, leading global employee pay provider CloudPay today announced a new partnership with Visa to reduce payroll payment cycles that typically take 2 to 3 days through banking systems down to seconds. Seconds, did you say? Well, first of all, I think we do need to clarify Visa is Ripple enabled through their partnership with Earthport that they solidified back in 2019. And so now CloudPay is tapping Visa for direct-to-card salary disbursements. The new digital payment method makes salary payments direct to employees' debit or credit cards using Visa Direct, Visa's real-time push payment platform. Visa Direct leverages payment providers' powerful global network to facilitate fast digital payments worldwide with state-of-the-art security and compliance controls. After completing a customer's payroll cycle, CloudPay can now make salary payments in seconds rather than days. Pay-to-card transactions are made via Visa Direct to any 16-digit debit or credit card number. Employees can still receive salary payments as usual in their bank accounts, but the payments arrive faster and more flexibly via Visa's direct single point of connection rather than going through the disparate systems. So, this is again one of those things that Brad Garlinghouse mentioned that really stuck with me because, clocking in and out of a job, I believe we have all done it at some point in our life. Even if, now perhaps you work for yourself, which I don't know how many of you guys work for yourself, but I've been a freelancer for about 15 years now. But there was one point where I did have a job where I had to clock in, got my pay every 2 weeks. And, sometimes you were thinking to yourself, is this week pay week or is it the next week? Losing track of time or whatever. But now, guys, the technology is here to get paid not only every week, but technically you can pay with a RippleNet system. You can pay employees every single day. You can even pay them every single hour if you wish. This is how efficient the system has become. And, Brad Garlinghouse has mentioned this. The fact is the paperwork is so cumbersome, and this is why companies do payroll every 2 weeks. But now it's looking like this new technology is allowing for payment to happen quicker, essentially being able to settle in seconds. CloudPay also offers a global fintech mobile app connected to Visa Direct, so employees can use the CloudPay Now app to make faster pay-to-card payments from their earned wages before payday, anytime, anywhere. Earned wage access is a low-cost, high-value benefit that enables employees to address new employee expectations, specifically on-demand access to wages earned. So, essentially instant access, and I think this is really what's going to close that gap. The unbanked or the underbanked, or think of the people that cannot afford to get paid every 2 weeks and they have to go to one of those payday loan companies to cash their check early. They get charged an exorbitant fee. Well, I think those companies are not going to be around for much longer if this technology does tend to roll out and become more popular globally. So we're seeing CloudPay tapping Visa, who is Ripple enabled through Earthport, for this feature, the direct-to-card salary disbursement. Wonder how long it's going to take before more companies realize the benefit in this. And, I think especially the gig economy too, those gig economy workers that might be an Uber driver or something similar. To get paid on the day, after you've done a 3, 4, 5 hour shift of, driving around, if you're an Uber driver, if we're going to use that example, to get that money, that 100, 150, 200 bucks, whatever it ends up being, to get that in your bank account instantly, I think could be a game changer for certain people. Anyway, wanted to thank Mike Manfield for posting that. Also this guy's from Michael at Val5 links Limewire. For those of you guys who grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, you might remember Limewire. They have announced that they will use Algorand as the basis for their non-fungible token marketplace. So some of the key takeaways here. Limewire has announced that it will use the Algorand blockchain as the basis for its NFT marketplace. Algorand was chosen because it relies on staking, making it an energy efficient and carbon negative blockchain. It is unclear whether Limewire's NFT store will be able to compete with larger marketplaces like OpenSea. However, they have chosen the Algorand blockchain in order to facilitate this. To be honest with you, I did not know Limewire was even still around. They were originally one of the peer-to-peer music sharing platforms similar to Napster back in the late 90s and early 2000s. They say they will mint their NFTs and collectibles on Algorand and that the token will also be launched later this year. While Limewire's NFTs will feature music-related media, its custom token will serve various functions by providing access to community features, voting rights, and rewards. Limewire said that it chose to use the Algorand blockchain as the basis of this system because it is energy efficient and carbon negative. Unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, Algorand does not rely on the energy-intensive process of proof-of-work mining. Instead, Algorand relies on proof-of-stake, a low-energy consensus mechanism. So moving towards the environmentally friendly blockchains, and Algorand, one of those World Economic Forum chosen cryptocurrencies, fast, very energy efficient, and very affordable incredible. Another one similar to the XRP token. You know, the World Economic Forum's only chosen a half dozen cryptocurrencies that they highlighted in their summer 2021 report. Algorand being one of them, XRP, XLM, also listed in that report. So anyway, find it interesting that, more and more people, more and more organizations are discovering blockchain alternatives like Algorand. And what I mean an alternative to the Ethereum blockchain, for example, which has traditionally hosted these types of things. Anyway, great news there. Wanted to thank Michael at Val5 Links for posting that. And another one here from Mike Manfield, BitFX, a leading execution management system designed for the 6.6 trillion daily FX market, is pleased to announce its integration to Finastra's Fusion confirmation matching service, ensuring capabilities right through from execution to settlement for mutual clients. Now, Finastra, we have to remember, they are Ripple enabled. And so we're seeing another company, BitFX, integrating into RippleNet through this secondary partnership with Finastra's Fusion. And so John McGrath commented on this. He is the CRO at BitFX. He says partnering with a market leader like Finastra to offer increased workflow benefits for mutual clients is a win-win project for all parties. As EFX markets become more sophisticated and workflow-based projects become paramount to generating alpha, we are happy to work with innovators such as Finastra and the clients they service. Jacques Delaunay-Dricart, FX trader at Varo Energy, commented, the Finastra integration with BitFX increases the automation capacity for the trading platform without requiring customer resources. BitFX is now increasing its automation for cutting-edge treasuries like Varo to help integrate front office to back office workflow. So they are seeing multiple benefits from this partnership. Great news there for Finastra Fusion and BitFX, now integrated with a RippleNet-enabled system. And this is huge news, guys. I reported on this a couple of years ago, this partnership, but this is big news for the XRP community. Esoteric XRP bringing this to us. Earlier, I posted a video about a guy who revealed that Wells Fargo has been training on a SWIFT replacement. So they had been working on this for a couple of years now. He says, but now I got an online service agreement update from Wells Fargo talking about real-time payments by the clearinghouse, which is indeed a Ripple partner. And so guys, here is the updated statement. Bill Pay Real-Time Payments, or RTP service, which we've talked about on this channel, uses the RTP network operated by a third party, the clearinghouse. This is an established Ripple partner. When you send a payment using RTP service, you authorize us to deduct the amount of the payment from your account immediately, and the funds will typically be made available to the payee within seconds. After it is sent, a real-time payments cannot be canceled or amended. You can request that the payee return funds to you, but the payee is not required to return the funds even if you entered an incorrect amount, sent a payment to the wrong payee. So by utilizing this service, you authorize Wells Fargo to share your personal information, including your name, Wells Fargo account number, the routing transit number, with the clearinghouse. You may not send more than $5,000, so that is the limit for this particular service, through the RTP service in a single payment. All this just to reiterate that this service is now online, guys. It was in the pipe since I think it was 2020, but now finally coming to light. The replacement for SWIFT now being utilized by one of the big American banks, Wells Fargo, integrating with real-time payments by the clearinghouse, which is in fact a Ripple partner. And so Esoteric XRP just bringing up that partnership here in this article, just demonstrating Ripple partner FIS and the clearinghouse did join forces to bring real-time payments for US banks, again from back in 2020. And so just down here, yeah, he reiterates they have been doing this for at least 6 months now. We know that FIS did integrate with them back in 2020. But here's another document brought to us by Tiger Mike here on Twitter. And I don't know if you guys can read that. Boy, the text is really small here. Let me get in real close. Just down here, and I'm not going to scream because I'm really close to the mic now. Down here it says, the digital cash states are recorded and transferred via distributed ledger that mirrors the bank's existing general ledger. Cross-border payments are facilitated by transferring digital cash states between banks via the distributed ledger system. This eliminates, and he underlines eliminates, the need for utilizing the SWIFT messages and other payment rails. So as you guys can see, an alternative to the SWIFT system. This does indeed eliminate the use for SWIFT. And again, this is a document from Wells Fargo. If you guys can see here, let me see if I can punch in and post just to show you guys that. So another interesting document, just kind of reiterating the same point here. Now payments are going to be going through the clearinghouse, which is a Ripple partner. So that's interesting, just another step in the right direction for XRP hodlers, the XRP community, those who have been waiting so long for XRP utility. And so just to that point here, Mr. Poole on Twitter recently posted this. He posted this last night at around 11:33 p.m. Again, March 14th, which was yesterday, a quote. And he's been very cryptic with his tweets. DJ Hudie 555, posting here on Twitter, replying to this tweet, and it looks as though he did some digging because it sounds as though that this was part of a broader message that Mr. Poole was conveying over the last few years. So this is what it says: "The phoenix shall rise, but only once the storm is over. You won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. One thing is certain: if you come out from the storm, you won't be the same person you were." That's what this storm is all about. It's coming, it's here, it's roaring, but you're prepared, aren't you? And then overnight, in the blink of an eye, everything will be flipped on its head. Banks are not safe. The US is not safe. The European Union is not safe. We are experiencing global misinformation. Then another line: overnight, it's here, isn't it? So a very cryptic message. Although being in this space for a while, I think we are getting a sense of what this means. And so Enigma Rigworld here, tying it together. Today's message is a combination of two main old messages, one from October 31st, 2019 and November 16th, 2019, plus a repeated old message overnight, plus a couple of new sentences: the EU, not safe, and global misinformation. And so these were from some old Mr. Poole tweets. Mr. Poole obviously wanting to reiterate this to us. So there's this talk about weathering the storm and the phoenix shall rise. And, if you guys are new to the XRP community, I think a lot of this harkens back to this idea that, XRP, from the ashes, the phoenix will rise once the financial system collapses to the ground. Okay, this is the bigger picture here, the main agenda for the World Economic Forum and central banks around the world. Realizing that the system that is currently in place is not sustainable, and so what their plan is to bring it down before building it back up again. And so this conjures up the imagery of the phoenix rising from the ashes. Over the years, we've also talked about this Economist article with the phoenix, get ready for a world currency. This Economist article was published back in January of 1988, so this was decades ago now. But, they were talking about a new currency and US dollar dominance perhaps being replaced by something else. Could it be a digital currency? Well, they were projecting the year 2018, which has come and gone now. And it's interesting because this symbol here does look very, very similar to the stellar XLM symbol. Also, may I remind you that The Economist, the magazine The Economist, is owned by the Rothschild family, the family that owns most of the central banks around the world. And considering, this plan has been conjured up by the powers that be, that would include the Rothschild family, who has control over the central banks, and there's where we see the link to the World Economic Forum. At least that's just one of the connections. So we've talked about the phoenix, of course, coming up from the ashes once everything burns to the ground. And so just back to this. Once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through. Well, this to me kind of harkens back to this bearable guy riddle, getting past the storm, moving through. Now, he posted this back in April of 2020, so the timeline a little off here. Nevertheless, we are going through, I think, what is the eye of the storm. Lots is going on in the world with inflation, and, we're hearing numbers of 7-8%. But, some analysts are predicting that it is a lot more, and that they're just not telling us for fear of scaring the people. And then there's this idea that, once we come out of the storm, we won't be the same person. Could it be that because we're holding XRP, we will in fact be different because of the choices we made, whether it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? How will that affect our lives? Well, I know some of you guys are looking to get really, really rich, as am I. And so overnight, in the blink of an eye, everything will be flipped on its head. This reminds me of the David Schwartz discussion. I did a video on this and I updated it just last year. I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner for you guys. But this video here, in this video, I talked about David Schwartz in this meeting he had with Mr. B XRP, and I believe it was at Swell 2019. At that point, David Schwartz confided in Mr. B and essentially said XRP has to be a high enough price, and it'll happen fairly quickly. It won't kind of rally up gradually, because that's what will create FOMO. That's what will create more retail investors to jump in the market, just kind of pushing up the price artificially. But overnight, essentially, he said XRP will get to a high enough price and eventually just be stable at that high price so that institutions can have confidence that they can utilize the XRP cryptocurrency to facilitate high value payments. And so just going back to this, banks are not safe, the United States is not safe, the European Union is not safe. So I think this just all speaks to where we are all financially. Inflation ruining fiat money supply. There is global misinformation. that is also attributing to this. And so overnight, what will we see, guys? Could we possibly see an XRP shoot up to a high enough price and remain up there? Remain stable. Now, I did a video about this, but I just wanted to reiterate, I just wanted to talk real briefly about this document from the IMF, and this retweeted out by Gator Trader. This is from the International Monetary Fund talking about stable coins for cross-border payments, and they refer to the stability for instantaneous processing and security of payments. Two digital currencies that fall into this category are RippleNet's native digital currency XRP and Stellar's native cryptocurrency XLM. Now they're talking about this in the context of stablecoins, and so why would they do that if, we're seeing market price dictate what the price of XLM and XRP are, at least at this moment in time? And could this mean that the IMF is letting us in on something that most outside the XRP community likely don't know about? I mean, it makes sense considering David Schwartz has mentioned it, the IMF has clearly written about it in this statement, and Mr. Poole is addressing it as well. From the ashes will come a new financial system, and so it's here. I don't know if it's here quite yet, or at least maybe not in its full capacity, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.